Hello everybody, welcome to It Was Tuesday with your host, James Chen, aka J Chenzor. Just went on an epic rant about why Kimberly sucks so bad. Oh my god, I'll have to upload that just so people can actually, who play Kimberly, can just watch it and be like, exactly, and feel my pain. I'm definitely putting that on YouTube at some point, but we've got a lot of other really cool things to talk about here today, because I can complain about Kimberly for 19 hours. Let's talk about Evo 2024. The registration is done, and all the numbers have been revealed, and oh my god, like, the numbers are crazy this year. A lot of people have been talking about, oh, the price is higher, we're not going to see as many people, etc., etc. Apparently that didn't happen, because yeah, these numbers are crazy. Actually, let me see if I can find the Evo 2023 numbers, just so we have a comparison here. I just want to be able to have a comparison to see where we went from last year to this year. But let's take a look at these numbers here right away. And it's not even just Street Fighter 6. You can't actually, just say that it's Street Fighter 6. Because for the first time ever, I think this is literally the first time ever that we have 5 games over 1,000 entrants in it. And one of them is a 25-year-old game. One of them is a 25-year-old game in Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. And so if we actually look at these numbers here, 5,265 entrants for Street Fighter 6, 4,646 entrants for Tekken 8, 2,058 entrants for Guilty Gear Strive, 1,333 entrants for Granblue Fantasy vs. Rising, 1,101 entrants for Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. Now, rounding out is Under Night in Birth, Celes, 785, Mortal Kombat 1 at 645. Obviously, this is one that a lot of people have been talking about, like, oh my god, what happened? Isn't this supposed to be like this is part of the big 3, right? This is Mortal Kombat. I mean, Mortal Kombat has never done as well tournament-wise as a lot of other games. Like, clearly it sells really well. But the problem right now is that the overall feelings of MK1 are not good, right? A lot of people don't like the way the game plays. They think it was rushed. They think it's kind of janky, like it's bugs. They think it's not very balanced, etc. I don't know the game well enough to have a formal opinion. I know the NRS community generally is very down on their own games, but this is crazy. Like, a first year for Mortal Kombat having 645. But the thing about it is, you gotta be happy for Mortal Kombat. Remember, Final Kombat just ended. Sonic Fox already won their tour for the year, and this is not part of the tour, so I think a lot of the players are either resting or they're not, they don't find the drive to come and try to win Evo for this game as much, or something, and it's everything put together just like was a really bad situation for MK1. Like I said, I haven't played it enough, so I can't sit here and just be like, oh my god, this game sucks, this is why, blah, blah, blah. And there's a lot of people out there who still actually legit love this game. So, I can't sit here and just be like parroting the social media of people being like, this game's trash. There's a lot of people who love this game. And, it does hurt, and it sucks to see one of the big 3 be at 645, right? Because it's always Street Fighter, Tekken, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Tekken, Mortal Kombat. Those are like the 3 games. And again, you just wish, Warner Brothers just hasn't supported the Pro Combat Tour very well at all. Again, you can't blame NetherRealm on this one. Warner Brothers, look, to put it as bluntly as possible, Warner Brothers done fucking everything up, okay? Like, they're ruining everything that they possess. Like HBO Max, the streaming service, got completely messed up when they changed it to Max and took away all these things, and like, they screwed that up. A lot of people are really mad about multiverses right now. Obviously, they're not giving NetherRealm Studios any money to run any sort of, really robust pro tour and stuff like that. So, again, you can't blame the game necessarily. And again, the devs are doing their best job with it. And the rumors are that the game came out super early, that Warner Brothers pushed them to release it earlier than they wanted to. Because remember, we went from hearing nothing to Evo going, Mortal Kombat 1 is coming out, and it's coming out in like 3 months. And we're like, what? Wait, what? How did we get this game announced and it's coming out in like 2 months? Like, what? Like, no fighting game has ever done that before, right? Like, it's always like, it's coming out in a year and a half. Here's a character, here's a character, here's a character, here's a character. Like, we literally, we got nothing. And I really just feel like it was because they pushed this game out so fast. And it was Warner Brothers that pushed it out. The rumors that I have heard is just that they wanted to get it out because they wanted it to be like the first Unreal 5 fighting game or something like that. And so they just shoved it out there really fast. And again, that might be an unsubstantiated rumors. People like to just make things up on the internet. So I don't know if that's true. That's what I've heard. And if that's the case, then it coming out super early and feeling like an unfinished game makes a lot of sense at that point. But the thing about it is, it's still a lot of, there's still a lot of people buying the game, so Warner Brothers is probably like, whatever, counting all their money, right? So, the rumor was this was supposed to be Injustice 3. Really? Okay. I hadn't heard that one before, Lempira. MK series peak number is like 1050 for MKX. So yeah, again, Mortal Kombat's never been to that level. I think the thing that makes 645 look so bad is that all the other games had over 1,000, right? So, MK11 had 1.5 the first year. There you go. And then, of course, King of Fighters rounding out at the bottom at 375. Again, I've talked at length about the reasons why King of Fighters, just fizzled, right? I really wanted King of Fighters 15 to be like their Street Fighter, their Tekken, that they could keep working on it for 5 years and kind of turn into a dream match game and stuff. But the matchmaking issues at the beginning, the failure to adapt to modern times. And to be fair, this was not something any of us thought about until KOF 15 came out. Because when KOF 14 came out, you could easily blame the graphics. You'd be like, the graphics killed the game, the graphics killed the game. King of Fighters 15 came out. Right now, it is easy to say the netcode killed the game, the netcode killed the game. But the thing about it is, 3 characters, everyone's like, that's too many characters or whatever, and everyone's like, but that doesn't make any sense. That used to be the draw. But, again, and Harada talked about this. No, wasn't Harada. Was it Harada? Yeah, I think it was Harada who was talking about how different the console life and the arcade life is now. The way that we approach these games is so different. Because in the arcade, you just popped in a quarter and you played King of Fighters. You got 3 characters. That was cool. If someone came in and challenged you and destroyed you, you lost 25 cents or 50 cents. If you're trying to play KOF 15 right now and you buy it for $60 and then pay $20 for the season pass, you spent $80 and you're like, it's too hard to learn 3 characters. And now you've invested all this money into it and it feels like you wasted the money. So it's harder to justify that. We have to start realizing that fighting games in the console culture is a very different monster than it was in the arcade culture, which is why I always talk about how fighting games should be a social activity, which is why I feel like there should be ways like Granblue to play it for free, have a free version. Don't make the game free to play, but just have a demo version that's always available for people to play and try, etc., etc. Not for 14, they're not charging full price. For 15, it goes on sales a bunch, honestly, so. But yeah, outside of these 2 games, which a lot of people are going to talk about, and again, I don't want to hear anybody, oh, you should have put this game in, you should have put that game in, look, you gotta give games a chance, right? You gotta give games a chance. And then also, if you are running Evo, like, I don't think Rick thought that there would be 1,000 Third Strike entrants. They said the game is gonna run on arcade hardware. I don't know how they're gonna do that now. Good luck. But like, I feel like even sometimes when you run a tournament as big as Evo, you know, you, especially because you want to give them all equal shine on the main stage and all this stuff like that, you might even purposely want games with less entrants so you can finish one of them on Friday and finish another two on Saturday, kind of thing, you know. I feel like that's kind of a strategy, to be honest with you. Wait, for 14? For KOF 14 or KOF 15? Oh, it's 14. So KOF 14 is $90 for the Ultimate Edition with delay-based netcode. Wonderful. Okay. So there you go. Oh, man. Man. But in any case, let's talk about these numbers at the top over here, because I think these numbers are really important. Tekken has actually been outdoing Street Fighter at a lot of events, entrance-wise. Like, I know at CEO, if I'm not mistaken, there were more Tekken entrants. I think Combo Breaker, there were more Tekken entrants. So, you know, to see that Street Fighter V actually outpacing Tekken 8 over here, really surprising to me, and you know, really cool to see. And you can see that Street Fighter 6 is doing extremely well. And the thing about it is, like, the drop-offs that we've seen, right? Now, Street Fighter V is an anomaly, okay? The first year, sign-up started before the game came out. It got up to like freaking 7,000 entrants or whatever like that. I think the next year was like 2,000 entrants, because when the game came out, a lot of people were disappointed with the game, you know, didn't have any other one-player modes and all this other stuff. So that drop-off is a little egregious in my opinion, so can't really use it as a comparison point. However, when you actually look at last year's Street Fighter 6 with 7,061 entrants, which was amazing, and it dropping to 5,265, like, that's crazy. That is some maintaining of player base right there, from 7,000 to 5,250, let's call it, right? So you lost 1,750 players. That's amazing. Like, that's, you gotta talk about that. That's something that you have to talk about, and showing that Street Fighter 6 really is having some good lasting power. Yeah, Tuhalo, I mentioned that. I don't remember what the numbers were. I probably exaggerated. You're right. It probably was like 5,000 to like 1,200 or something like that. But my brain is inflated because of modern numbers and stuff like that. And I didn't bother to look it up. But yeah, doing really well. But I mean, to be fair, Tekken, I mean, yeah, it's Tekken 7 the last year, but it more than tripled to get over here, right? So last year it was 1,500, and now this one's well over 4,500, so it tripled. But again, this is the first time in a long time we've truly had a first year for Tekken. Because if you remember how Tekken 7 worked, it kept showing up at Evo before it had a console release, when it was only like the arcade version that was only available in Japan, and like basically like most other places in the world couldn't play it. So it was a very weird situation. But dude, 4,646. What's up, Maxo Plata? How you doing? How you doing, sir? Long time no see. Long time no see. But yeah, this is crazy. Oh, Harada tweeted, better than every year except only the COVID gap. What does that mean exactly, Tuhalu? Please explain to me a little bit. But yeah, having 4,646 entrants for Tekken 8 is fantastic. I think that's the record for the second highest now, because previous to this, the highest record was what, 3,500 for Evo 2021 for Guilty Gear Strive, I think. Let's see. Do they have it on Liquipedia over here? So Evo 2021. They don't have the entrance numbers here. All right, fine. I'll click this link. Guilty Gear was 3,456. So there you go. So Guilty Gear was 3,456. Oh, cool. I can open this up and leave this here. So that was the previous non-Street Fighter record. That was the previous non-Street Fighter record. And then Tekken blew that out of the water with 4,646. Like, that's incredible. And shout outs to Tekken 8, by the way, because that game deserves to have as much success as possible. Oh, Smash Ultimate. What was the last year that had Smash Ultimate? That was like 2019, I think. Oh, hi. Oh, hi. Hi. Let's see. 3,534 entrants. Okay, so this was actually the biggest one, even more than Guilty Gear. Oh, wait, 3,400? Yeah. So, okay, so Smash Brothers Ultimate had more than Guilty Gear. So Guilty Gear was the third highest. Smash Ultimate was the second highest, but now Tekken is the second highest. Smash is the third highest, and Guilty Gear Strive is the fourth highest. So again, 4,646, really, really, really very impressive. But to be honest with you, everyone's going to be talking about Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8, Granblue Fantasy versus Rising with 1,377. When we said the pandemic killed the original Granblue, like vanilla Granblue, we literally meant that killed it. Because look at what this game is doing now that it has good netcode, right? Like with the good netcode, like 1,377 for Granblue, which is just, it makes me so happy because, this was the game that didn't get the proper chance thanks to the pandemic, right? This makes me so happy to see. And it's a very different game, for sure. It's a different game, but, it's from the same series, et cetera, et cetera. And again, if anybody told you that Granblue was going to get not just over 1,000, but well over 1,000, like that's a third over 1,000, is like, I'm so happy for the scene. I'm really, really happy for the scene. I'm so ecstatic for them that their game has still this much interest in it and this many people playing it. I think that's fantastic. I love it. I love it. I love it so much. And then Street Fighter Third Strike, the 25-year-old game getting over 1,000 entrants. Like, without question, this is the largest Third Strike tournament ever, by far, by a lot, especially singles, because Co-op Cup gets a lot of entrants, but those are 5v5 teams, right? This is literally 1,000 people, and they're going to try to play this on the arcade hardware? Oh my God, like, that's so crazy. But, a 25-year-old game getting over 1,000 entrants, if, like, a lot of people are predicting that next year is going to be MVC2, and MVC2 because it's 25th year anniversary, and we'll have a bunch of new players thanks to the the Marvel vs. Capcom collection, and on top of that, it'll have good net code and everything, it could probably have over 1,000 entrants as well. That thing could probably get it. Again, one of the hard things about it is MVC2 is a lot harder to play. So just by its existence and the kind of game it is, it's not going to be as popular as Third Strike. But it's Marvel too. So I wonder if it could actually get that many people in there. Smash Brothers, again, remember Smash Brothers, the reason why it's not there is Nintendo, right? Basically, Evo all but said, Like, hey, if Nintendo will let us put Smash Brothers in Evo, we'll put Smash Brothers in Evo. It was basically all but said directly by Rick one year. I think he said something like, you know, if Nintendo is willing to play, then, you know, we'll put it there. So yeah, Justin's not the best in Third Strike right now. He's not the best. He's not the best. So he'll do well just because he is Justin, but he's definitely not. Like in the US, like there are players stronger than him. In MVC2. In MVC2. I mean, so the thing about MVC2 is that the people who are actually capable of beating Justin right now are because they never stopped playing the game. They're still playing the game right now. Like, they play the game every day. Justin is taking care of a daughter. He's also being a content creator. He's also playing Street Fighter 6 and like 7,000 other fighting games. Like, if Justin had been playing this whole time, yeah, of course, he's the best player right now. But right now, just because of lack of practice compared to some of these other guys, he's probably not the best right now. But give him, if he sat down and practiced for a while, he could easily get back to that level, for sure. Now, some of these other players will be able to keep up with him because that's just how good a lot of them have gotten. But like, without question, Justin will be one of the favorites in that tournament. So, but there will be a lot of potential for upsets because it is Marvel. Well, if it actually happens, which we're all guessing that it will. So, but yeah, Street Fighter Third Strike, over 1,000 entrants. It's going to be crazy, but the weird part about it is, like, when we did the run back last year with Marvel 3, people have gotten to the point so much where we hadn't seen Marvel 3 in so long that a lot of the new people watching were like, this is what everybody's excited about? Like, this just looks like infinites. Like, this, like these combos last forever. Like, nothing's happening in this game. This game looks really stupid. Like, I was reading the chat and I was like, Philistines, you uncultured swine, you know, like, I was getting really, really mad. But, you know, it's weird what a lot of people will make you actually, like, think about a game, right? Like, when you tell people that Third Strike was a flop in the US and nobody played it, like, everyone's like, what are you talking about? Third Strike's one of the most beloved fighting games ever, says the 7-year-old guy who wasn't even around when Third Strike was in the arcade. You know, the thing about it is, MVC2, there's a lot of people who can commentate that still. There's a lot of people who can commentate that. But a lot of people are going to come into this Third Strike tournament, and I'm worried. Top 6 is just going to be Chun Yun, Alex. Like, there's going to be like some weird random Alex or what's his face? The Makoto player that Justin's flying out. Yeah, there you go, Tominaga. Yeah, Tominaga will make it there with Makoto. And then outside of that, it's just going to be Yun, Chun, Yun, and Chun. And people are going to be like, wait, people like this game? Chun's just throwing crouching medium kicks and Yun just grenades all day. And we're going to be like, yeah? It's going to be weird. I hope that doesn't happen. But most likely it will, because, again, anybody who tells you Third Strike is a balanced fighting game is drinking the sauce. They are drinking the sauce. Oh yeah, it happened at Jazzy. I mean, I know Amir won that with Chun, but I'm sure it was Chun Yun Chun. Oh, it was only one Chun? 0 Yuns, huh? Oh, interesting. Okay. Dude, Third Strike is, look, again, I don't say this as a disparaging mark because, as I've said, Super Turbo is one of my favorite fighting games of all time, if not my favorite fighting game to play. Third Strike and Super Turbo are like the 2 least balanced fighting games in Street Fighter that are still played today for Street Fighter games. Yeah, it's true. It's the US Chen and Yen are not that dominant. So honestly. So, I mean, it's going to be different in the US for sure. I mean, like I said, when I played at Wednesday Night Fights and I played Super Turbo, nobody played Claw. And I was like, how are you, any of you going to learn how to play Super Turbo if none of you play Claw? So I actually entered the season as Claw to give everybody Claw practice. I didn't know how to use Claw, and I killed everybody except for one person in that tournament because Claw's really stupid. Claw's really stupid. I even beat Chris G's O Sagat in that scene. Like, he entered it at Wednesday Night Fights. I just used Claw and I still beat him. Like, this is not Chris G's main game, but Chris G knows how to play everything. But Claw's just really stupid. And I don't know what it is. US doesn't like to play like the top tier back then for the old games. I don't know what it is. I just don't know. Yes, that's all I did was spam wall dive. That's all I did. Because I was like, you're going to have to learn how to fight this. I was like, you're going to have to learn how to fight this if you want to be anything worth your salt in Super Turbo. And I was like, nobody here is playing Claw. And the only person I lost to was Mr. Igloo, who was a boxer player and plays retro games all the time. So yeah, of course I'm going to lose to Mr. Igloo, and I was happy I did. I was glad somebody beat me and that I didn't just win the tournament by yo-balling everywhere all over the place. Oh man, but in any case, 1,000 people, third strike, very awesome. And Under Night in Birth, I mean, I'm really happy for the scene. 785 players is really, really important. But, you know, like, I mean, I don't want to like bypass Under Night in Birth, but, you know, this was a game that also got screwed by the pandemic because it built up so much momentum, got that wonderful turnout at Evo that one year. Then the pandemic hit, and then all the versions of Under Night were delay-based netcode. And now we finally got the rollback netcode. And so I'm really happy that Under Night in Birth has almost 800 players. Very, very, very cool. Very, very cool. Really happy for this scene. But I did skip one game for a reason. Because as much as the Street Fighter 6 story, the Tekken 8 story, Granblue, Third Strike, Under Night, Mortal Kombat, King of Fighters 15, there's so much to talk about, all this stuff. I really think that the story is actually Guilty Gear Strive. Like, a lot of people might be surprised by the fact that I'm saying that I think Guilty Gear Strive is actually the story of these entrance numbers over here. But that's because this means for 4 years in a row, Guilty Gear has surpassed 2,000 entrants. It was 3,500 the first year, as we mentioned earlier. Then it dropped to 2,000 the next year, and I was like, that's sick, it's still over 2,000. And then it stayed over 2,000, and it's still over 2,000. In fact, if you look at last year, 2,481 to 2,058, that is only like a 400 person drop off. Dude, it's so crazy. Yeah, and it's tough to say that, but Shay is absolutely right. Moral of Strive's numbers is that sometimes you need to disappoint loyalists to grow the scene. You know, like, honestly, yeah, that's kind of what you have to do sometimes, and it worked, right? But again, the thing that you can't be mad about, you can't even be mad at Arxis, because they added rollback netcode to Exerd. They added rollback. I'm still beside myself that they added rollback netcode to Exerd while Strive was like in season 2. They were like, yeah, okay, you may hate our new game, play the old one. Like, who does that? Who does that? And they did it, and that's crazy, dude. Like, yeah, you're right, huh? 4,000 anime players. 2,000 in Strive, 1,300 in Granblue, and 700 in Under Night. Obviously, there's probably going to be a lot of overlap between those, but still, you know, in terms of entrance numbers, that's really, really good. It's true, Fish Tacos, that, you know, Mortal Kombat being down there might be a wake-up call, or because Warner Brothers has just been fucking everything up, they might just be like, see, there's no point to esports. Nobody plays this game competitively, and then that's the end of it. And I think I would be sad about that, but I mean, again, that's also because NRS has just been like, they have just, they're shitting their bed. I mean, honestly, they're just shitting the bed right now. And it's really unfortunate. It makes me really sad that it's like this at this point. But again, Guilty Gear Strive, over 2,000 players for 4 years straight. That is ridiculous. And I'm so happy for the scene. I'm really, really, really happy for the scene, honestly. But, you know, they have some interesting stories over here, which is really cool. So they said that overall, there are 16,252 entrants between the 8 games, an 8.26% increase over last year's record-breaking total of 15,012, which is really crazy. When accounting for players who entered multiple games, this works out to 10,000 individual players. 10,000 people have signed up for Evo. Like that, I mean, without question, this is the biggest esports event in one weekend that has ever existed. Like, to get through 10,240 people to get to a total of 8 winners is unheard of. And again, I do not envy anybody on the Evo staff right now, because it is going to be hard. It's going to be hard. And of these, over half are signed up for Street Fighter 6. So once again, the largest bracket at 5,265. So yeah, of the 10,000 unique individuals, over half of them are there to play Street Fighter 6. This makes Street Fighter 6 at Evo the second largest tournament in Evo history, beating out Street Fighter 5's 5,107 player debut at Evo. Well, that doesn't make any sense. How is that? Oh, beating out. Okay. Oh, and right behind Street Fighter 6 record-setting debut, Evo 2023. Right. It is also the second time that a Street Fighter 6 tournament has surpassed 5,000 registrants this year, after the game's bracket at Evo Japan reached 5,089. In March, we announced that this year's Tekken 8 bracket had broken the franchise registration record for Tekken. The entrance count had continued to climb since then, and now the final count is a staggering 4,646, more than double the size of the previous record set of basically 1,900 at Evo 2019. So again, this is easily the largest Tekken bracket ever. Guilty Gear Strive now in its 30. No. This is its 4th year, right? Did I get it wrong? Is it not 4 years straight? Did I calculate that wrong? Because Evo 2021 is this is 2023. So if Evo 2021 had 3,450, that's 21, 22, 23, 24. That's 4 years. 21, 22, 23, 24, right? That's 4 years. My math isn't wrong on this, right? Like, that's correct, right? This says now in its 3rd year, takes the 3rd spot on it. No, it should be its 4th year. Am I 21, 22, 23, 24? This should be, unless they're just talking about the fact that Guilty Gear came out right before that. And since we're in season 3, we're in its 3rd year. It's its 4th year at Evo, but this is its 3rd year of existencing to a degree, I think. Anyways, and then of course, yeah, the top 4 games will be played on Sunday. So Granblue Fantasy Versus Rising gets that with 1,377. Oh, because it was online. Okay, that's fair. And then Third Strike is also joining the 4-digit club for the first time with a total of 1,101 competitors. We announced this momentous achievement, confirming that this year's tournament will be the largest singles bracket for Third Strike of all time. A momentous achievement for this year's Evo Throwback title as it celebrates its 25th anniversary, as well as the 20th anniversary of the legendary Evo 37 moment. And so, yeah, you see the crossovers over here. They mentioned that Street Fighter 6 and Third Strike had a lot of crossover. Street Fighter 6 and Tekken 8 brackets with 756 crossovers. etc., etc. You can read a lot of this on their blog as well. But what's cool about this, let's see here. Let me see. Where do they talk about this? Titles with the lowest entrant crossovers are Mortal Kombat 1 and Under Night in Birth, with only 24 players in both tournaments. Wow, Mortal Kombat players and Under Night Birth players are not friends, okay. But they did mention something about King of Fighters right here, which is really cool. So they said that there are 63 countries, represented here, with over 10% of the events record-breaking 10,240 competitors coming from outside of the United States. Top 3 countries are United States, of course, Canada, of course, and Japan, of course. But one of the coolest things that they mentioned over here is that King of Fighters 15 takes the title for the most non-US competitors, with an impressive 18.67% of its players traveling from other countries. It was most popular with competitors from Mexico, with whom it was only outdone by Street Fighter VI in terms of entrance counts. This also made it the only game on the lineup for which Canada was not the second most represented country. The only other countries where Street Fighter VI and Tekken 8 were not the top 2 games were Chile and Brazil. For the players from Chile, Third Strike took second place, and Brazil was Mortal Kombat 1. So, yeah, King of Fighters, I mean, clearly it's just not a US thing. It was definitely very popular overseas, which is not surprising. It's always been that way. But that's what we have here. So again, King of Fighters largely being propped up by a lot of the people from out of the country. And again, people who are not necessarily the biggest... America doesn't play well with KOF, and they've never really have, right? Like, it's always been a China and Mexico kind of thing. So, the other thing that hurt King of Fighters, obviously, is they've announced City of the Wolves, and so everybody's excited for that game. That game looks fantastic. Everyone's really eager for it, and so a lot of people are kind of in that we're waiting for the next game mode, right? That happens a lot. When the next game is announced, people kind of just like take a break from the current existing game because they're like, I just want to take a break before I go all in on the next game. So, there you go. So, but that's the entrance numbers here at Evo. Really impressive stuff here. You can still make it, as they say, as a spectator. So again, you'll have access to all 3 days if you actually get a chance, and there's going to be a lot of cool stuff on the floor. They're trying to make sure that there's a lot of other side things to do. They're going to have, like, the Stick Museum will be back. There's going to be a lot of new things to play there that'll probably be exclusive to Evo, etc., etc. Like, I bet you City of the Wolves is going to be playable there. I know you guys all want to do that. Check that game out. There's a lot of still good reasons to head over there. So if you guys still want to make it to Evo, definitely still pick up a badge. You can definitely still pick up a badge. But again, really impressive numbers. Over 10,000 competitors. I really honestly wasn't expecting that, because I thought maybe, like, I saw a lot of people complaining about the price raise, and I thought a lot of people were going to be frustrated by that. Here, I'll show you you can screen cap it yourself here. So if we actually look, most entered games by country, so you can see the number of games over here. Obviously, Street Fighter VI had the most. South Korea and Germany. Germany entered Tekken 8 the most. Interesting. Okay. But yeah, Street Fighter VI and Tekken 8 really kind of dominated that. So yeah, the price was harsh. And again, I mean, the problem is that last year you only had to buy a ticket for Friday and Saturday. And if you didn't want to hang around on Sunday, you didn't have to buy that ticket. If you bought both tickets last year, the price is still higher, but it's not significantly higher. The only thing that I will say is I'm glad about this, because a lot of people I talked to at Evo the past couple of years would always be like, no, I don't have Sunday tickets. I'm just going to watch it in a suite, or I'm just going to do something or other like that. And I tell people, and then everybody that I saw on Monday, I was like, I was right? Like, being in the stadium is like a transcendent experience, right? And they were like, yeah, it really was. And so, you know, this year it is more expensive, but if you haven't had a chance to go to the Sunday finals and watch in the, you know, in the Sunday finals with everybody there and cheering and everybody going nuts, I mean, I really, really recommend you make the time to do it, especially for your favorite game, because it is just an experience unlike any other. It's so fantastic. And I mean, like some of the times when the arena rumbles, like Street Fighter 6 last year, that top 6 was ridiculous. And the amount of like rumbling and just screaming and craziness, like when Tokido got that level 1 against Kakeru and everything, like the amount of just absolute, just like chaos was unmatched. When Geese got revealed for Tekken 7, still one of the loudest I've ever heard in arena, dude. Like, that thing was crazy. Yeah, a lot of cosplayers show up. Bretonian. And, you know, now they're actually doing cosplay contests, so that's really cool. And, you know, I know Kitty recommends trying to bring as many of your KOF cosplays as possible. So if you have a chance to do that, you know, definitely try to bring some KOF cosplays. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of cosplayers there. A very, very good amount. Very, very good amount. And also remember, too, that it's not going to be... I don't know how they're setting it up. I don't know if it's going to be walled off, but you can go in and out of the arena as you please. So they said they're renting, like, Formula One, like, seating kind of thing, like, for the arena. So I don't know if they're going to wall it off or if it's just going to be on the side of the entire show floor or exactly how it's going to work. But it should be good stuff. Water will be free. They always try to do that. And again, the few years where the water was a problem was not Evo's fault. That's Vegas's fault. Vegas just, I mean, they know in the summer it's so hot. So they basically make sure there's no way to get water unless you buy like an $8 bottle of water, like that's this size, right? But the past few years, they actually have had water stations everywhere because of the year that they didn't, and everyone got mad. So Evo then changed it up to demand the venue that they have the water. So, but that was at Mandalay Bay. Hopefully they have the same deal with the Las Vegas Convention Center. I can't see why they wouldn't, though, because if they didn't, then, oh man, people are going to be like so angry about that. So, but yeah, water at Vegas is so expensive. It is super, like, it's almost more expensive than buying like some, like even like maybe even some alcoholic drinks sometimes that you can get from like a convenience store and stuff. It's actually crazy. Yeah, they have built-in water fountains. I can confirm that as well because I saw them there just recently as well when I was there for the Level Up Expo. But Evo should be exciting. And yeah, like I said, for me, the biggest story really is the is Guilty Gear, man. I mean, yeah, okay, Evo 2021 was online, so maybe we don't count that, but still, even counting online, having over 2,000 entrants 4 years in a row, still pretty impressive, honestly. Oh, God. People have competed at Evo in all sorts of conditions, okay? Man. Oh, I mean, it's gonna be really hot out there. And I really wish there was some sort of scientific explanation why the weather has been so hot and is like getting record heats that we've never had before. Be really cool if there was a scientific reason and the world actually band together to try to make sure we all don't go extinct in less than 100 years. Be really nice. Be really nice. God. So depressing, man. So depressed. God, I hate thinking about that. Anyways, okay. In any case, that's Evo numbers there. So again, Very impressive. Really excited for Evo this year. Going to be a good time. Make sure you do, if you do manage to go, make sure you try to watch at least like Tekken 8 or Street Fighter 6 or even Strive in the arena, because it's going to be loud. It's going to be exciting. And of course, as with every Evo, the reveals. Who knows what's going to be revealed over there? Are we going to get like a VF6? Are we going to get Season 4 first character for Strive? Are we going to see our first glimpses of Terry and Mai in Street Fighter 6? Are we going to get a Marvel versus Capcom? No, I'm not going to say it. Not going to say it. No, never happening. I don't care if it happens. I'd rather be happy and surprised, but I will never, ever expect it. I will never, ever, for me, my brain is it'll never happen. Just like I believe they would never make a Marvel versus Capcom collection. They made that. I'm glad. I'm happy, but I will never expect a new Marvel vs. Capcom game ever again. Oh man. I mean, look, you can try to deny the climate change all you want, man. When did it get to the point where people think scientists have something to gain? It's always that thing where people show their hand, right? Like the people who are claiming the reason why scientists are saying this is because they want money and they want financing and all this stuff. So they want to trick everybody into paying for shit, like, dude, like that's just people showing their cards, right? Because that's what all the other people would do. The people who claim the scientists are doing that, when scientists are just presenting facts and researching and actually providing real information. Oh, God. What happened to this planet, dude? What happened to this planet? Oh, God. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. Anyways. It's going to be hot in Vegas. So make sure you stay cooled off. Try to get a place as close to Vegas to the LA Convention Center as possible. If you do have a decent walk, you might want to Uber. So we'll see what happens. Was that Jasmine that just meowed? What the hell was that? Okay. But hope to see you there at Evo. And if you do see me at Evo, make sure you say hi. Gundam Jehudi Kai will ask me about HD Remix. I mean, look, I will tell you this right now, okay? I probably can't tell you about HD Remix because back when I worked at Symantec, one of my friends, my coworkers, walked up to me and was like, so what's the deal with HD Remix anyway? Because he knew I helped on it. And he couldn't leave my cube for 2.5 hours, dude. So what you saw, like with what I was doing with Kimberly, like, man, trust me, I can go. I can go forever, dude. I can go forever. So, oh, man. All right. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in and stuff. So, and I hope to see you all at Evo. And for those of you here on Twitch, stick around. I'll be talking a little bit about CEO 2024. And I might have to skip Harada's tweet again because I've been streaming for so long. But I'll talk to you guys later. Take care. And for those of you here on YouTube and listening to this through podcasts, the day that this podcast graced your ears was the most important day of your life. But for me,
it was Tuesday.